Call to order. Seems like everybody is here, so all members are present. Moving down the agenda, public hearing, public input on the proposed SAU 2 budget for 2015-2016. Be attached.
Want to just go
Go
over?
over them?
Yeah.
The budget presented for the hearing tonight is the total general fund is $892,904, or a 1.4% increase over current funding. Then we have federal funds of $225,000, that is for the IDEA preschool funds, for a total of $1,117,904, or 1.12%. For revenue, we have federal fund offset, indirect costs, interest, and fund balance used to reduce the assessment. The net assessment is $837,404, or 1.5% increase over current funding. The back page has the assessment allocation for the two districts, Ashland and Interlakes. Ashland's portion would increase by $4,533, or 5.98%, and Interlakes would increase by $7,816, or 1.4%. I'd be happy to answer any questions if anyone has any.
Madam Chair, I have a question, and I'm not quite sure how to phrase it. But in that, both you and I have participated in negotiations, and in that, there has been an agreement that non-contracted and SAU employees would live by the agreements reached relative to certain benefit aspects of the collective bargaining agreement. That is new information that the board needs to factor in. And I don't know whether or not explaining that to the members of the board needs to be done in a non-public because it pertains to negotiations and compensation.
And it's a non-ratified agreement.
It's non-ratified right now, so.
And it's
yeah.
non-ratified,
Right.
but it is still relevant to the line item detail of this budget. And I didn't want to get us far enough down the discussion of it to the point of a motion to pass that budget as written without the board knowing the implications, assuming a ratification of that agreement.
Well, I think we will be going into a non-public, so pertaining to personnel later in this agenda, probably pretty quickly, so we can bring that up for compensation as part of the non-public.
Okay, that's fine, but then does that mean we will table any motion to vote on this budget as presented until after that?
So-
Well, you're still in a public hearing right now.
Right.
So what would happen is, if you're proposing that the SAU follow the benefits agreement that you are negotiating right now, my suggestion would be, because these budgets need to be added into two other district budgets, that the SAU, you codify that tonight through the budget, whether or not you ratify or not with the union.
That's fine. As I say,
So
it is
we would-
a part of the moving,
Right.
Pieces. yeah.
yes.
You would, but I would suggest tonight that you make that as part of this overall budget.
Okay.
So
As
that
long as we can have that
both districts-
codification of
Yep.
that can be revisited upon ratification
Yep.
of that.
Does that,
That makes sense.
may I be recognized?
Yes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First, I want to thank the board for the work that they did around this budget. This board has been very generous the last 2 years. You've made a deliberate and concerted effort to bring the salaries of the SAU staff into industry standards. And I think that we are all very appreciative of that, the entire SAU. The board, again, has offered us compensation, and I am appreciative of what the board has offered us. And I would ask that the board allow me some discretion within that compensation, namely the compensation that you've identified for myself, to redistribute some of that in some other areas for those individuals that I feel deserve a little bit more based on performance. So I would get into the particulars of that specifically in a non-public because it's individual compensation. But I want to say that I truly recognize this board's effort and the previous 2 years' boards to, really make the salaries here, salaries that are competitive when you look at all of the other SAUs in the area and SAUs of our size, and I am truly appreciative of the work that this group has done and previous groups have done to do that for the people that work in this office. It's very meaningful.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like somebody to make a motion, perhaps, or entertain a motion to go into non-public under RSA 91A3.
Before we do that, we need to ask, get public input
Oh,
on the
that's true.
public hearing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Public input?
Yes, this is a public hearing. Karen Stick from Meredith. I'm just curious, the way, I'm looking at attachment 1, and the first thing is the superintendent's salary, and then the salary increase is $3,500, but the percentage of change is 0. And the same is for the assistant superintendent, the percentage of change is 0. Then you go to the director of special education, and it looks like he's getting $5,000 more, not $500. And I was just wondering why it's written like this.
With regards to the superintendent, Karen, she asked that be broken out for reasons that she just stated.
Right, but
And
shouldn't
that
that still show an increase, a percentage increase?
Doesn't necessarily need to. There is an increase on the bottom line. I can calculate that for you if you'd like.
Sure.
Well, I bet I could
it's
get out my
2.9.
calculator and figure that.
It's 2.9.
Okay, okay.
There is no increase for the assistant superintendent position. And it is a $500 increase if you looked at for the special
Oh,
director.
so I'm looking at 13-14 versus
Right.
15-16.
You need to look between 14-15 and 15-16.
Okay.
Okay?
That's what I needed to know. I'm just looking at it for the first time right now.
Sure.
Okay,
Okay?
yep, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other?
The only question I had was for Trish, and the software support contract, that's Munis, right?
Yes,
They charge that much annually?
yes.
I'm in the wrong business.
For sure.
Man.
Yes, they,
But we didn't have any other software contracts that would be rolled into that,
No,
is
that's
just
it,
the
that's
Munis.
Munis.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, we're going to close the public hearing.
At 6:09.
Yep. Yes,
motion to move into non-public?
second.
Based on what?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Based on RSA 91A:3, 2C, reasons of personnel and perhaps compensation, I'm not sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sally Poole?
Yes, please.
All right. Merrill?
Yes.
Ms. Oaks?
Oh, okay. Come out of
Chance.
non-public and have
Mr.
this.
Cunningham?
Yes.
Ms. Davis?
I think we're back
And you can
in
ignore the big
public
X on the
now,
back side.
so
Just struck all
moving
that
right along the
after all that
agenda.
work.
Want a motion to approve the minutes of the November 18 meeting? Howard and John second. Any discussion, corrections?
It's a public hearing.
I didn't hear
All
anything.
those in favor of the minutes?
Nope, 11.
Oh,
I was in
abstention,
one
she wasn't
abstention.
here. Yeah. Okay. Motion to approve the proposed 2015-2016 SAU 2 budget
As amended.
as amended. As
Meaning that we're
amended.
using this one.
We're gonna use that.
Yes, John.
This is the one that I'm.
Yes. You wanna make that motion?
I will make it,
Okay, John.
just so we get it.
I'll second it.
He's making a motion to amend that.
To accept the budget as amended.
Right, as
As
amended.
amended,
It's the same bottom
Because it's-
line.
which is
It's the same bottom line.
The same
Same.
dollar amount, it's the
Right.
same dollar amount. Okay, all those in favor? All those opposed? Two opposed. Okay, additional business, members of the SAU 2 board. Members of the administration.
I have no more business to come before the SAU board. I do have a comment to both the Ashland board and to the Interlakes board individually. So if you don't mind, Madam Chair, if I can do that. Tomorrow night, we have a meeting for, this is Interlakes, the Interlakes board. Tomorrow night, we have a meeting. The beginning of that meeting is to discuss the budget. In the case of inclement weather and the board chair decides to cancel that meeting, I will notify all of you by phone to make sure that you're aware of that. And we'll send an email as well, so that there'll be two methods of communication. I would like to propose, we have on the agenda for tomorrow night, the proposal of meeting December 15th. If that date is okay, then we'll try to push those 4 budgets into that night, but still try to stay to our 8:30 timeline.
Okay.
For the Ashland board, if we'll just stay in here, our meeting will start shortly.
Okay. Should I read some of these announcements?
Please.
Okay. Interlake School Board meeting Tuesday, December 9th, 2014, 5 p.m., Humiston Building in Meredith. Proposed Interlake School Board special meeting, 2015-2016 budget, Monday, December 15th at 5 p.m., Humiston Building in Meredith. Ashland School Board meeting, Tuesday, January 6th, 6 p.m., Heffernan Media Center, Ashland. And SAU 2 Board annual meeting, Thursday, May 21st, 6 p.m. at the Heffernan Media Center in Ashland. Okay. Motion to adjourn. Howard? Richard? All those in favor? Thanks, everyone.
So could I just, now that you've adjourned, so you amended the budget in non-public session? You voted to amend the
No,
budget?
No, it wasn't amended.
Karen, the budget was
amount
not
did not
amended.
change.
The budget, the amount for the budget is the amount that you have before you.
But for a bottom line?
For
Or
budget.
each account?
What?
You've handed out, first of all, you had a public meeting that you never closed to go into executive
Yes, we
session.
did.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did.
You voted to go into executive
We
session.
voted
No,
to
We closed the meeting
first.
first.
Meeting was
Close
closed
the
at
public
6:09.
Okay,
You don't have to have a vote to close the meeting, you can just close it.
Yeah.
really?
Public
Yes.
hearing.
A public hearing?
Yes.
Okay. And then you amended some line.
We
You
have.
just voted on an amended budget.
They are allowing me to look at compensation from the money in the salary pool, for me to distribute that as I've
Different.
suggested to them. What, Glenn?
Just
Differently.
Differently, right. With no change to the bottom line.
bottom
No
line's the
change.
same.
But the public session was on each individual line item, not just the bottom line.
Bottom line.
The public session is the bottom line.
That's the state law, it's bottom line.
Bottom line budget.
The public hearing, you vote on the bottom line,
Yes.
but the public hearing is to,
Only if the public asks questions.
well, so when you came in and you didn't have another public input and you evidently, why then did you vote on an amended budget?
They allowed me the discretion to disperse compensation. That's the only thing within the amount that they've allocated for us.
Okay. Thank you.
Want me to tell you the bottom line? I'm taking less.
Well, I know, I know.
That's what we decided. I asked to
I'm
take
just
less.
looking at protocol, because it just doesn't,
The bottom line doesn't change, Karen, so everything that we've done is well within the board's purview. The budget actually will go forward as it is, and we'll put together, when contracts come out, an amended budget.
oh,
A budget that shows the line items differently after that April meeting, for that May meeting.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
We adjourn?
Yeah.
We are.
You're already adjourned.
No, you're just reconvening.
Well,
Not
then,
only we have a long drive, we have a long meeting.
But at least it's not tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
I don't think.
At least we got the better weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have.
Don't leave, Karen.
They have to ratify the
I had to pack up my stuff here.
Why, I'm adjourned.
No, I thought it,
What are we talking about?
no, really, this whole conversation that was going on. No, our meeting's gonna be like 2 o'clock. This was going on. See, it's an hour from that. It's a long meeting.
Evan and Julia will be on. Try to get out of here before.
Crop TV.